Okay, we're back again. And now, let me share my screen. Next one. This is example number maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. In the book, it says over here, my marginal revenue is 400 minus 30x. And my marginal cost is 20x plus 50. And we're asked what is the profit function? Okay, so we're going to do profit equals revenue minus cost. Remember, revenue is the money going in, cost is the money going out. That's why this one is always the negative one, because cost is always a loss. Okay, so we'll start with revenue first. So we'll integrate the revenue function. Oops. The revenue function is going to be the integral of 400 minus 30x dx. Is this u to the n? Is it a bunch of stuff raised to a power? No, it's not. So I can just integrate these like simply. And the integral of 400 is going to be 400x, because this is x to the 0 next to it. So we'd get x to the 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1. Minus 30x squared over 2 plus an integration constant. Now, when we make 0 parts, when x is 0, how much revenue do we get? 0. So this constant is going to be 0. Okay, for the cost function, we're going to integrate the marginal cost. So 20x plus 50. So this would be 20x squared over 2 plus 50. Oops, I don't know what that looks like. That looks the same. 50x plus c, and we don't know what this integration constant is. We will get some simplification here, so that'll be 10x squared plus 50x. So my revenue function, oops, not revenue function. Somebody should have told me. Profit function is revenue minus cost. So that will be revenue, which is 400 minus 30x squared over 2 minus cost. And I'm just going to stick the plus c out here. We don't have to put it in here and multiply it by a negative, because whether this number is positive or negative, it's still a constant that we don't know. So do we have information? Oh, I'm sorry. I lied to you. We have some information here. Let me get rid of this. The problem says when we make 5 units, the cost is equal to 1750. Okay, so when I go and I dig, what am I doing? When I put 5 into my cost function, that should come out to be 1750. This is 25 times 10. 5 times 50 is, oops, 250. So 500, move it over there. C comes out to be 1250. Is that right? Yep. Okay. So now we can do our thing. So profit equals revenue 400x minus 30x squared over, what's a crummy x squared, over 2 minus our cost function, which is 10x squared plus 50x plus 1250. Our integration constant here, I plug in what we calculated for it. And this gives us our whole profit function. And you got to remember the mistake people make is they forget the parentheses. This negative has to get multiplied into every term now. Okay? Must, because cost is a loss. So all the terms inside it that are positive have to become negative. Okay, so now that we know the cost function, and I can, let me simplify that. Oh wait, we have 400x and minus 50x. So we'll have 350x. And 30 over 2 is 15x squared minus 50x squared. So that'd be minus 15 minus 50 minus 65x squared. So that takes care of this one and this one and that one and that one. And then lastly, minus 125. So there's our profit function. If we're now asked to what's the optimal profit, how many units do we have to make, then we would differentiate this thing just like we did in other chapters. So that'd be 350. 65 times 2 is 130. So here's our marginal profit, and we could set it equal to 0, and we could solve for x, the critical value, and that will be the value that maximizes our profit. Let's go do another one. Oh no, looks like that's all the types of problems. So these are all business problems, let me look here, that all have to do with marginal cost, marginal profit, blobbity blob. Are there any nice and ugly and challenging ones? It really doesn't seem like it. These all seem relatively straightforward. So there you go. So that's chapter 12.4. If you have any questions or need any help, let me know, and I am happy to help. Bye.